All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the channel. Welcome to Mr. Deadman. Now, Tim Pool says a lot of stuff on his show. This one caught my eye because they're talking about how, oh man, the EBT stuff, cutting that off, is going to do well for the Republicans and Trump. Is it really? You know, like roughly like 18% of Trump voters receive food stamps and are on government assistance. It's probably higher than that. That's really a conservative number, honestly. Wow. It'd really suck for them to lose that. And if they lost that, what happens? They go find a job. A lot of these guys already have jobs. They just, well, have crappy jobs. Jobs that don't pay very well. Wow. Let's get into this. Let's put it on the screen here. And let's see. Maybe I'm wrong.
Pentagon orders National Guard to establish quick reaction forces for civil unrest and riots. The move comes after Trump ordered an expansion of military units for responding to domestic disorder. Look at that photo. These guys are ready. The Pentagon has ordered the National Guard.
Is that really a good look, though? Is it? I mean, I understand the need to do that because anticipating people rioting. But, okay. This is where we are. More civil unrest. Okay.
National Guard to create quick reaction forces in every state and territory by January that are trained and equipped to respond to riots and civil unrest within the United States. Mm-hmm. The riot control units are a major shift for the Pentagon, underscoring the Trump admin's push to directly involve the military in responding to protests and other domestic missions. Okay, this is the Trump admin outright saying he prepares to deploy National Guard for riots. Or at the bare minimum, they're saying they fully anticipate widespread rioting in the next year. I would argue that we are potentially days away.
So, like, sometimes it happens in Temple. They just read a headline and they just talk about the headline. They don't really go into the details of it. And look, I'm just skimming through here, and I don't see him pulling up the article again to talk about specific parts. They just talk about the headline of it. Okay. Are there other details? You tell me, Mr. Tim. I deliver the news. Are you deliver news or fear-mongering bull crap? Sometimes I feel that's exactly what it is. Just fear-mongering bull crap. You know, that's what's clickbait. You know, that's what's great. You keep your audience in fear, and like they just keep on coming to you for the answers. What's the answer, Tim Pool? What is it? It's the same tactic mainstream media use. They still use. So, okay.
From mass rioting and looting over the snap-ocalypse. But Trump says they're going to get that done, whatever that means. So I don't know if we're going to see these riots in the short term. But I don't know. It looks like the Trump admin is basically saying at the least we...
You know, with like I said, conservative number with 18% of his voters... And 18% is 18%. It's a good percentage, okay? Like you don't want to discount that. You don't want to piss them off. You don't want to be like, okay, to continue getting your benefits, you're going to have to vote for the other guy. You don't want to do that. So I'm thinking they're going to figure this one out. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they don't figure it out. Maybe they can't come together and make some sort of deal. I mean, Trump's supposed to be the big deal maker, right? Make a deal.
We must be prepared for nationwide civil unrest.
Guys, support twisted plots before the Civil War breaks. All right, let's get this funded before the Civil War starts, so we can make this through the Civil War.
When the Civil War happens, does everyone got to buy me?
Let's listen to that fake laugh again.
It's funded before the Civil War starts, so we can make this through the Civil plots.
At least we must be prepared for nationwide civil unrest.
Guys, support twisted plots before the Civil War breaks. All right, let's get this funded before the Civil War starts.
So you got fake laugh right there. Okay. Fake and pathetic.
Make this through the Civil War.
When the Civil War happens, does everyone got to buy me a Coke?
No. Why would that? Oh, I guess that's kind of true. Honestly, if it does happen, you do also need to buy Tim a Coke.
Well, if you, dude, every other Tim Pool stream is there's going to be a civil war. There's going to be a civil war. He's been saying this since, let's say it's 2025. Let's see. We have Trump now. There's Biden, and then Trump. He's been saying this for like can't do this. Like 2016. Right? Yeah. Think so. For a while now. For almost like 10 years. 9 years. He's been doing this for 9 years. I don't think you get it coked in. I think at that point, like, if you keep on saying there's going to be a civil war every time, and we're still waiting on it, I think you need to buy us a Coke, Tim. I think you need to buy every single person a Coke.
So support Twisted Plots before we get to that point.
What does he mean when he says they're going to get it done?
No, I don't know.
Well, read the article and maybe you'll find out. What do you mean you don't know? I don't know. I can't figure it out. I don't know.
He didn't say?
And I think he said something vague because I think the Republicans want the snapocalypse to happen. The interest in the debt is quickly rising and becoming one of the most expensive line items in our budget. We cannot continue down this path. No politician will ever come out, except Massey and Rand Paul maybe, and say, vote for me and I'll cut your benefits. Massey and Rand Paul probably would say that, yes. We're going to just shut it all down.
And this is really important. I did a video.
And the reason why they don't do that is because that would be a, well, I mean, you wouldn't get the votes. I mean, a lot of people depend on these food stamps and benefits because I don't know if you stepped outside, Tim, but it kind of sucks out there. You know, people are saying that the economy is great right now, but I'm not feeling it. I feel like I'm being lied to. I feel like Big Brother's lying to me. And people aren't happy when there's a lot of despair out there. Oh, man, the other side's looking good. Other options are looking really good. You know?
For the Foundation for Economic Education back in 2021 about the national debt, because this is when it had really exploded, even more so than it already had been after the COVID lockdown bailouts. And one of the things we pointed out in that video was the fact that when you're very seriously in debt, even though people like talking about the debt to GDP ratio, and that is important to think about, the real thing.
This guy is a cartoonist. He's talking right now, but he's a cartoonist. Okay, that's what he does. He does cartoons. I haven't even seen them. I have no desire. So take that in mind.
Thing to consider if you're very in debt is, are you going to be able to keep up with the interest payments? All right. And we're going to get to a point here where interest payments are going to eclipse federal income tax revenues.
It's like he's reading Grok. That's what he's doing. He's reading Grok right here. Okay? You want the Tim Pool podcast experience? Have a cartoonist who doesn't know what he's talking about. Just read Grok. That's what it is.
So like every penny you pay in income tax will go towards paying off just interest on the national debt. It's a very bad place to be in. We're going to have to cut programs before that happens. No political leader is going to have the heart to cut a lot of these programs. So I understand why people are arguing you just got to let it stop. And
I can figure out some cuts. Why don't the politicians in Washington take a pay cut? It's kind of funny how they will all vote to raise their pay. That's weird. They all agree on that. No, I think we start cutting their pay, and I think that might help.
See what happens. But what we're headed for isn't going to be pretty. I'll just be honest.
Yeah. Tim, you asked me one time on the show, you said, I think it was my first time, and you hit me with a real tough question. You said, Cliff, do you support national divorce? And what you just said, Seamus, is I think how I answered it, which is I don't ever think it's going to be over some petty policy. I think it's about food, right? It's about livelihood. And so this SNAP issue, what else do the Democrats have in their arsenal as a political weapon to motivate and move people right now?
They have SNAP. They have abortion. They can try to make us feel bad about, like, you know, the illegals being deported and all that stuff. Those are their three things right there. They kind of stopped with the trans stuff, which is for the better. No one really cares about that. Probably pissed some people off with that one, but it just is that. Okay? Yeah. So, which is like why I think this is like, it's like what Trump said earlier. Oh, no, Trump. Why did I say Trump? What Tim Pool said earlier is that the Republicans want this. They want to cut the EBT. It's like, but a lot of their voters are on food stamps too and use Medicaid and all that stuff, are on government assistance. Okay? So, like, it would be self-defeating to do that. Unless there's people on the inside that are like, they really believe like what they're saying, or there might be some people in there that are like double agents and like purposefully trying to lose.
Don't have any policies.
There's no solutions. There's no policies. They don't really have a leader except soon-to-be socialist mayor of New York City, Mamdani. So, yeah, I hate to say this, but if I'm their strategist and you're looking at the drawing board, what other options do you have than to run it back on?
And listen to me, I make a lot of sense to wear a ball cap with a suit right here over a shirt that says what, beer on it? Okay, yeah. I don't even know who this guy is. I don't care. Why am I supposed to take this guy seriously? I look more presentable than that guy. And that's pretty bad, dude. That's pretty bad.
The George Floyd riots and to try to push based on that. Now, I hope that people are kind of awake to the idea that, you know, look, they've done this before. There's not really, it's just driven by emotion.
Yeah.
But it worked.
No, I hear you. Well, and also, I hate to say this, man, and I think Trump has done some things in his second term I've been very happy with. Obviously, other things I've been a bit disappointed with him. But regardless of where he's at now, the lesson that Democrats learned from 2020 is when they riot, there will not be the kind of crackdown that there needs to be, right? They've been shaped in that way. So the likelihood that they try something again, it's not low. I hope that this is a...
Oh, but there will be a crackdown. And the crackdown will be pretty severe, which could work against them. It depends on how it's done and all that. Yeah.
Positive sign, as dark as it is, that if they do try something, Trump is going to put it down, and he is going to stop them from rioting and burning stores down and stealing from people.
As we can see with the Cat Abu Ghazala, I'm trying to pronounce the name right, story, they're going to revel in this. They're screaming and cheering, saying yes, because now they're going to use it to recruit. And they're going to say, see, this proves our point. Trump's a fascist.
Yeah. There was videos on the EBT of TikTok account where they're just, lady has her, it's amazing.
More fake ass laughter. Okay.
She has a full purse of stolen food, and she does like a haul video where she shows you all.
Wait, a purse of stolen food? I'm supposed to be worried about that? A purse of stolen food. How much food can you fit into a purse? Like a big ass purse, right? You can fit some food, but it's food. I mean, if they're stealing food, I'm like, whatever, dude. If they're walking out stealing a TV, yeah, bust them up, arrest them, all that stuff. Yeah. That's we're not tolerating that shit. Okay, but stealing food, I mean, I don't have a problem with that. You guys have a problem with that? I mean, if they're actually stealing food, I mean, that's different. Any of you guys ever smuggle food into a movie theater with a bag, with a purse? You don't do that? Oh, my wife does that all the time. I'm breaking the law all the time. Oh, of course. Time to go see the movies. My wife busts out the big bag. Oh, yeah. Now, we'll go to like Five Below or something, get like, discount snacks, the real price, the real legit. Okay, we pay for that. Because we ain't paying movie theater prices, That's dumb. That's real dumb. Yeah, you gotta figure out how to play the game,
all of the food that she stole, and it's really, and at the end she encourages other people to go out and do the same.
Yeah, I fear that nothing can stop what is going to come, except for maybe a multi-series cartoon show that can.
Knowing how Tim has been saying this all this time, I'm going to say it's not going to happen. You're going to have some people upset. There might be some pop-offs here and there, kind of small, but it gets controlled. Like, you're not going to get the widespread. If we do, then I'm wrong on that. And there will be punishment. Live on stream. Carolina Reaper hot sauce. But his batting average is not good. So I'm willing to take that bet.
Can inspire people to laugh and
Teach them lessons.
who needs
TwistedPlots.com. TwistedPlots.com. We're reshaping media.
I did that
Seriously.
plug for you, Seamus.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Who needs Civil War when you have cartoons? So
If everybody is just plugged into the Matrix,
This is how serious Tim Pool is with this. I'm going to use this time to plug my friend's shitty cartoon. So not even Tim Pool really believes this.
gorging themselves, you know.
well, even whenever we would talk initially about the concept,
But look at this. Look at this. They don't even bring up the article. Who the hell is this guy? Again, dude, that dude should not be on camera. Look at this. They spend 12 minutes, 11 minutes, and 35 seconds talking about this whole thing. They don't even read the article. At least the quartering will read an article slowly. Wow. And they all just talk about it. Like, oh, okay, yeah, we're going to talk about it without even knowing what's going on. Yeah, that's the Tim Pool experience, all right. So yeah, I did make a bet here. I made a prediction that Tim's gonna be wrong on this, and we'll see how that one ends up. But yeah, what I said in the beginning, I pretty much, dude, I believe. Like I've been noticing this for a while. Tim Pool pretty much is a fearmonger, and I noticed that his loyal followers eat whatever he says, and it's kind of like he's just keeping you guys in fear. Like, the reason why you're so anxious all the freaking time is because you just listen to this all the freaking time. You're so worried that the end is nigh. Maybe it is. But Tim isn't the guy who has the answers. Why don't you just enjoy your time while you can? And not be constantly consuming just fear-mongering bullcrap. That's what I say, man. Life is short, dude. Enjoy it while you can. Anyway, y'all take it easy. Have a good one.